Blame Truth here, and it is time once again for me to cover Military Madden, aka Call of Duty Shoot a Man 27, aka Call of Duty Black Ops 6. This is going to be a longer video. I'm going to timestamp everything. I'm going to section off everything in different chapters, so even the TikTokiest of TikTok brains can fathom a video over like 15, 20 minutes or whatever, because this is going to be a long one. I got a lot I want to get off my chest, a lot of good things actually, and a lot of bad things. Before we even talk about Black Ops 6, we need to talk about Modern Warfare 3. Now, a lot of people don't care about Modern Warfare 3 now. The new Call of Duty's out, so who cares, right? But there are people that don't buy the new COD every single year. I know a lot of people have been like holding off on a new Call of Duty since Cold War. They're Treyarch fans until this one. But then there are people like that just want to keep playing Modern Warfare 3. What I told you guys would happen did happen. I made a video talking about how Activision's going to essentially cease and desist their own game. Now, I wanted to boot up Modern Warfare 3 quite a bit here right before Black Ops 6 came out, just to see what they would do to fuck over the player base to kind of force them on to Black Ops 6. And the first thing that happened, I think it was like 2 nights ago or whatever, was this. You boot up Modern Warfare 3 and you get this stretched price, wide price, Captain Price stretched out, jump scaring the fuck out of you. I've seen this meme before. I think Jake Gyllenhaal did it better with Wide Jake, but you know what? Wide Price jump scared the fuck out of me. Then upon doing that, I get this Call of Duty main. It's not even Modern Warfare 3 anymore. It's just this weird generic placeholder text image or whatever when launching the game. And then, to my dismay, I realized I couldn't launch the game. I just flat out could not launch the game. And I have Black Ops 6 installed. A lot of people are saying that's the issue. It's not for me. I literally cannot boot up MW3 whatsoever. Reddit is up in arms about this. They are pretty pissed off for those that, you know, still want to play MW3. They're essentially being forced onto Black Ops 6, or they don't get a recent Call of Duty experience. And it's the same thing for Modern Warfare 2 as well, apparently. It's all fucked up, and people just let them get away with it. Well, I am not people, so I'm gonna call it out. But let's actually get into Black Ops 6 here. This isn't about Modern Warfare 3, but I do want to point out this bullshit. It's not right, and it needs to be brought up. So I had this default operator that looks like Kamala Harris with a 90s grunge beauty filter on, just walking endlessly. And I gotta say, before I even get into the gameplay here, let's cut away. These female characters, look, guys, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but right away I noticed that this particular broad looks like John Madden mixed with Adrian Brody. She is a bit of an eyesore. I'm not one of those weird guys that wants Dead or Alive beach volleyball, you know, anime chicks or whatever with jiggle physics running around the battlefield. I don't think that's the right way either. But good God, man, there are some not very good looking female characters. There's another one that I was going to say something about, but apparently this character is not even female technically, so I'm not even going to go down that path. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. It's not super important to me, just something I wanted to point out either way. So this is my first match on Black Ops 6, and I want to get the good news kind of out of the way first before I get into the bad news, because the bad news is very, very bad. So the good news, when I covered this game in beta, I said it was one of the worst, if not the worst, Call of Duty games I personally have ever played, and I truly meant that. We had a game that had horrific maps. We had a game that had super clunky movement, which is odd to me because a lot of people were saying it was smooth as silk. But then I think those people are basically this Will Smith meme where like, oh, it's good, bro. No, it's fucking good, man. Like, no, this game in beta felt delayed, clunky, heavy. I felt like a sumo wrestler on ice. It wasn't good. Treyarch actually said, hey, we're going to work to improve this. So I'm glad enough people complained and didn't just like take it, you know, because this feels way better than beta. The responsiveness of the controls, the fluidness of the movement, the omni movement, It's literally night and day, and this is a pretty good positive because this is like the main selling point, the main gimmick of the game. If the main gimmick felt as bad as it did in beta at full launch, I wouldn't even bother with this game. It was that bad. I'm not sure what you guys were smoking to say, oh, this feels great. Combined with the fact, by the way, that I've never been made nauseous by a video game until I played the Black Ops 6 beta. The amount of camera shake, bobbing, that overboard, like, seasick death cam, all that stuff has been toned down. Thank fucking God. I had to drink Pepto-Bismol like Stone Cold Steve Austin, turning it up 2 bottles at a time to even get through this game's shitty fucking beta, man. It was that bad. But they toned all that down. You even have the option to make it so your gun doesn't like sway back and forth like a windshield wiper whenever you're like aiming around a corner. I turned all that crap off. I turned all the camera shake and all that stuff way down to 50%. And I played like 3 matches and didn't feel nauseous. So, great job, Treyarch, on that. That core stuff is super important. Seriously, though. Like, that's the good news, okay? The next bit of good news, and I thought this was good news, but in this particular match, my first match on, it felt very, very good. And I noticed I had no packet burst, no connection issues, whatever. Let me school you guys on something, all right? I am hardwired into my router with literally fiber internet, the best internet money can buy. I have better internet than 99% of the population. I'd never have any issue whatsoever on any game, no matter what it is, except Call of Duty. This is not me, this is not my connection, this is not my PC. This particular match was packet burst and lag free. It felt great, combined with the fact that the TTK from the beta feels like how it should. There's no more real desync, at least in this match. And, you know, the aim assist has been toned down as well, so there feels like a little bit of a skill gap. Like, it took me a little bit to kind of get the feel of this game, and get the feel of the aiming and whatnot. And overall, I am a fan of this game at its core. Truth be told, I can't even lie. Like, as far as the movement is right now, I'm still not a fan of attack sprint. I don't think that needs to be in the game. I think that they should have just, instead of omni movement, had it be like, I don't know, man, just increase the base speed of like regular movement. Like, why even have sprint side to side when you can just increase the base walk speed or whatever? And sometimes I'll slide to the left or right when I'm trying to crouch, or sometimes I'll slide to the left or right or off something when I don't mean to. It's still a little slippery, it feels like. I think the slide needs to be toned down a little bit. I think the diving's probably fine. But, like, overall, it's okay. It's decent. I'd even say it's good if, you know, I can get more used to it or whatever. That's the good news. That is the extent of the good news. Now, let's get to the bad news. I don't want to pull the wool over your guys' eyes because this no packet burst, good connection thing lasted 1 single match. You see, I happened to do pretty decent in this match. I wasn't dropping nukes by any means, but I got the Valkyrie rockets or whatever it's called in this game. I got those twice, and I popped them off, and I guess the Call of Duty gods did not like that because the 2 matches I had after this one were the laggiest fucking matches I think I've ever played on Call of Duty. Constant packet loss. Not just packet burst, but packet loss. Constant packet burst. And both matches I did not complete because this is inexcusable. These motherfuckers have had 4 goddamn years to get this right. And I'm not even talking about Treyarch. I'm talking about these suit and tie pieces of shit at Activision. No one else is going to say this, guys. They're on the payroll. They're on the event invite list. I am not. Look at this match on Subsonic. This is just starting out. The game just started. Look at the left there. Let me just zoom in on it for you if you can't see. And this is not just packet loss, but packet burst. It's going to pop up constantly. I mean, look at how bad this is. And don't give me that it's just launch or whatever. The servers are under load. This has been happening on every Call of Duty game for the past 3 or 4 years. I want you to look at this fucking hitch that happens right up here. Packet loss constantly. I'm getting shot by the chopper. I'm rubber banding around. It feels like shit! This is not a AAA experience. I leave the match. So then we have this match on Payback here, and just get a load of this opening spawn. This is my 3rd match. I spawn in, immediately hit with packet burst on the left there, immediately getting shot at by some random guy, and then I just drop dead. All right. Now, I'm going to go over here, and I want to look at the maps. You know, I will say this. The maps aren't very good from what I've played from the beta, but they're nice to look at when they work properly. I'm not sure what's going on here. Really don't know what's going on. But the water's flashing. It's very distracting. Otherwise, it looked great. But let's show some more gameplay of it here. I mean, this match, at the very least, isn't a packet loss match, but I do experience packet burst sporadically during this particular gameplay. This map, by the way, is so tiny. I mean, it's no wonder I spawned looking at a guy when I first spawned in. Guys, I haven't played all of the maps that weren't in beta yet, obviously. I played actually another one after this, but it was that vault map, I think it was. Not very good. Again, packet burst. I don't think I have a recording of that one, though. I think I just closed the game out after that because I was just sick of it. But the point of all this is that spawns don't seem to be improved from beta. The connection is the same old garbage. It's the same old lazy shit from this billion-dollar company. Billion with a B. They cannot figure their netcode out. They cannot figure their packet burst issue out. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that when I played that first match, I did not have an issue. By the way, this right here, complete bullshit. I'm like, how did he know to, look there? That's because he can see me through the wall. Just this dumb shit, man. I don't think that's a very healthy perk. Personally, I'm going to back out, and we're going to go back to the main gameplay on Skyline. The point is, though, is that this whole connection issue thing, from what I am understanding and from what I've tested over the years, it seems like if you are just dog water at COD, you literally get better connections. I mean, it's factual. Drifter figured this out in, like, Cold War. Him and Exclusive Ace both, I think, figured this out in Cold War. Like, your ping gets better the worse you are at this game, because skill-based matchmaking, it matches you with a larger pool of players, so you naturally have a better connection. Here's the issue, though, man. Here's the issue. I truly think, from what I have tested over the years, that the better you get at this game, the worse your connection actually gets. Not just with ping, but I think server quality. I truly think there is something going on behind the scenes that puts average to bad players in more favorable servers. I truly believe that. I had rage quit the beta quite a bit before, I hop on to the full game here. So, I have 10 rage quits on the beta under my belt before I got this first match on Skyline here. And wouldn't you know it, I do pretty well. The connection feels pretty good. And I don't have really any issues with packet burst or packet loss. Immediately after, this match ended, I just showed you guys what happened. I'm not making any of this up. It seems like the servers get worse the better you do. So then I have to ask you guys, what is the point of trying to improve at this video game? Is this even a video game at this point if you literally get punished for improving at it? It's one thing to put me against less handsome clones of myself in a match. That's one thing. It's another to hurt my connection quality, hurt my experience for the sake of selling your fucking $40 bundles to Timmy No Thumbs, Billy Goat 57, and Helen Keller 42069, who go 5 and 50 on shipment one game, only to get put into a match in a protected bracket on the most pristine, premier, lagless server known to man. Fuck off! That is bullshit, and it should not happen at all. Aside from that, what is the final verdict on Black Ops 6 here? Should you buy it? I say no, you should not buy it. If you want to do the Game Pass thing, which by the way, I tried to do the Game Pass thing because I'm like, well, even if it sucks, it's like $12 to play it for a month and never touch it again. Microsoft wouldn't let me. They just straight up would not let me. No matter what payment method I used, they would not let me get Game Pass. I literally tried everything for hours. Just trying to get anything to work. I tried PayPal, debit card, a second debit card, a credit card, Venmo. They would not let me get PC Game Pass. And I'm not sitting on hold for 30 minutes talking to some random guy that doesn't speak English to try to get it fixed. So whatever, dude. I purchased it on Steam, and I haven't played enough to even, like, not get a refund on it. I can still get a refund on it. I would say, honest to God, try it out on Game Pass if you're curious. Other than that, though, and I'm being serious here. I even tried Zombies out. That didn't even really grab me. It felt like Warzone, even on Terminus. I did not like how Zombies played, really. It felt like an extension of Cold War. And it just... everything in this game, I mean, I've pretty much seen it. Aside from the Omni movement, I've pretty much seen it. The maps, I haven't even gone through all the maps, but the ones I have played, the new ones I have played, pretty fucking terrible. I think this is going to end up having the worst maps of any COD pretty much ever. I'm not even kidding with that. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Final verdict, thumbs down. It's not the worst Call of Duty I've ever played, but it's not the best by any stretch of the imagination. It's still really fucking bad. I'll catch you guys in the next one with some more Black Ops 6 opinions and news. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.